How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
You're welcome.
So you've been in Canada for how long?
2 years.
2 years? And what have you found the most surprising since you came to Canada?
There are a lot of blonde people.
Really? Do I count as blonde?
Kind of.
Kind of?
It's if your hair is not black, it's like a different color.
If your hair is not black, it's blonde?
Yes.
Okay. So I count as blonde then.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Does Bobby count as blonde?
Kind of.
Kind of? Okay. Great. Well, so let's go from the beginning, okay? Which month did you arrive in? Do you remember?
Yes, I do. I arrived on 2014, September 15th.
I remember your hair used to be really short.
And I had bangs, right?
And you had bangs,
glasses.
and you're tiny, and you're really shy.
Mm-hmm. I had different glasses too.
Yeah, and I remember you're all shy, and I tried tutoring you, and you're really quiet. You're still a little quiet, but you've gotten much louder, I would say, which is really good. Thinking about it, was that your first plane trip ever?
It's my first plane trip alone, or that I actually remember of, because usually I went to like Japan and stuff, but I don't remember because it was when I was little.
Yeah.
So this is the first time I actually recognized that I was riding a plane.
Okay. Was it your first time to North America?
Yes.
Oh, we have a lesson here.
You're doing a little bit of river. It's river.
So your hair was all short.
That was the first tutoring, the first pronunciation.
Oh, paused for a second.
No, that's a picture.
Oh, okay. Let's fast forward.
Extends a big hotel. Good. That was good that time. Make sure, so that was right. Make sure you say the at the beginning of river. River. That's good. Okay? Sorry, I won't be there. Sorry, I won't be there.
So, as you were saying, Ella, about the plane ride, did you find it odd? Did you see... Wait, so firstly, was this your first time in North America?
Yes.
It was your first time in North America, okay. And when you landed and you saw people who looked very different, what was going through your mind?
I think my mind was blank. I don't think I was thinking anything.
No? Nothing?
Yeah, like nothing.
Okay, so you arrived in Toronto.
I wasn't alone, so I was with Evan, so.
On the same plane?
Yeah, and like right beside each other, because we came at the same time. So, if I was alone, I'll be terrified.
Yeah. Great. So it was planned then that you'd be sitting beside each other?
Because we came from the same academy where we were planned to come together for the same amount of time, and we would go back.
That's really... So you knew Evan before you came to Canada? How long have you guys known each other?
Like a year.
A year longer? That's great. So when you arrive in Canada, you meet up with Guardian. Did you think anything instantly when you went outside and saw Canada? Any differences there that you noticed right away? Maybe you heard some conversations from people.
When I was in Toronto, it looked very like where I was living.
Okay.
Instead, there was more big buildings, and yeah. But when I went into London, there were a lot of apartments, more trees and small houses, townhouses and stuff. So and that was my first time seeing townhouses too.
Really?
So that was cool.
Because I know that Jason said even the cars were very different.
Not
because
really.
there are a lot more trucks and such here, where there wouldn't be that many back in Korea.
Yeah. I guess that's true, but I didn't notice those things.
Okay. Did you?
Okay.
Let's go to your first day of school. Was that really soon after you arrived?
Yes. So first day when I arrived, I went to this house.
This house?
Yes.
Okay. And was school the next day?
So I went to this house and I was going to sleep because the time zone's different.
Yeah.
Because it's 13 hours different. So I was going to sleep because in Korea it would be night. But then I found out they're going to Western Fair, so I couldn't miss that. So I just went to Western Fair, and then the next morning I had to go to school.
You must have been really tired.
Actually, I was more like nervous because
Okay.
I don't get tired very easily. So even if I was awake for a whole day, I wouldn't be
Okay.
tired.
Do you remember overhearing any conversation? So could you understand the conversations people were having around you?
Kind of, but I wouldn't understand what they were saying, but I could like feel what they're saying. You know, like you
Okay.
understanding what we were talking
Exactly. Yeah, that makes complete sense for sure.
Mhm.
When you were coming to Canada, you'd already studied some English, correct?
about. Yes.
Did you feel like you'd be able to understand a lot more than you did, or you understood more than you thought
Because
you would?
I was like a top student in my class. I
For
was
English?
Yeah, I was really confident about going Canada. But when I arrived, I didn't understand a single word because I'm not really good at hearing or speaking. I was
Okay.
more into grammar and writing.
And it's probably faster than when you practice in school, right?
And there's accents, different accents from Korean to
Mm.
English because even if Koreans teaching English, they don't properly learn all this accent from
Mhm.
Canada.
No, that
So
makes sense.
when I was listening to their English, it would be hard for me to understand.
Okay, so let's go to your first day. Was the class life any different? I know you have to switch classrooms.
So,
that's one difference.
I went into the class because Sarah took me to the class, and I went into the class. The first problem I was having in my mind was every time I go to new school, I have to introduce myself.
Okay.
First fear. So I go in and I sit down and I just stand there, just staring at the blackboard, and everybody's like, hi, and I'm like, I don't even know you, why would you say hi? And then people sitting in front of me, I was at the very back, so
Yeah.
people sitting in front of me will like look at me and talking to like friends looking at me, so I could tell that they were talking about me, like, you know, I could feel. And then the teacher came in. And then I knew that she was saying, oh, there's a new friends came to our school. I could understand it, but I knew she was talking about it, and she pointed at me, so I knew that I
So
had to
that's
stand
good
up.
that she pointed at you.
Yeah, and then I knew that I had to stand up. I didn't actually understand that I needed to stand up, but I just did. And then, because that day I didn't have proper uniform, I didn't have proper all this equipment because it was
Okay, what did you wear?
I just wore a shirt. I didn't have a tie. I just wore a shirt.
A nice shirt.
The shirt, Matthew sock shirt. I
Okay.
had that in our house, so I wore that, and then I wore kilt, but I didn't have a kilt pin or anything. And then I had socks. Actually, I didn't have a socks.
Okay.
There's a green socks that I need to wear, so
Yeah.
I didn't wear that. And we need to wear black shoes, but I didn't have that, so I wore sneakers. And I didn't have socks. I didn't have a tie
Why didn't you have this yet?
because that was my first day at school, but it was more like we weren't prepared because when I went to Korea, I just came back a few months later.
Yeah.
So we weren't really prepared for it. So when we just came, we just found some stuff. I guess that day they were moving all the stuff in my room, so we didn't have proper things.
Okay.
So it was we slept really late. So in the morning we searched our boxes and got some clothes that will fit me.
Okay.
And just wore that.
Great. So you had the shirt at least. That's really good, especially
Yeah.
when you're sitting at the desk.
And I
right?
had the kilt.
Yeah, that's good. So you have to introduce yourself. What's that like?
Really, I didn't introduce myself really like detailedly. I just said my name is Ella Kim, and I'm grade 6, and I came from South Korea. That time I didn't know what North Korea and South Korea was, so I messed it up and I said I was from North Korea, and then I got in really big trouble. Not like trouble. They were asking me, "Are you really from North Korea?" Because they know that it's not good. So I'm like, is North Korea where Seoul is? And they're like, no, it's the opposite side. Oh, then I'm from South Korea. It changed that way.
How didn't you know that?
More like I didn't learn where I was from. Like,
Okay.
I knew Korea because we, like, when you train for soccer, we do Korea.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if it was South or North.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a little awkward, isn't it? I bet everyone just went like,
Yeah.
when you said that.
Yeah, and
That was awkward, wasn't it?
yeah.
Okay, so you've introduced yourself and you have your teacher. you probably didn't understand a lot of the lesson, did you?
Oh, there was a problem. So first day of school,
Oh, there was a problem.
it was the English class, like
Okay.
first double class. Guess what I was doing? Guess. Like-
What the class was doing or what you were doing?
Class was doing.
Just speeches?
No. Reading newspapers. Do you think I understand one word from it? Do you really think I did? No. I was more like cutting the newspapers, like playing with it. And my teacher didn't say anything because she obviously knew I didn't understand anything. So she even gave me a scissor to cut it. Really, I really didn't understand anything. And then half of the class.
Wait, but you practiced reading in Korea, right? Before you came?
But it's more like political stuff because,
In the newspaper, you mean?
yeah. There was 4 types of newspaper. One sports, one political, and I don't remember the 2. It was long time ago.
Political's hard to read. So if you'd been given an easy children's story on your first day, would that be okay?
Yeah, like I want to play soccer. Like I would read it.
Which grade was this again?
Grade
When
5.
you started grade 5? Okay.
And then there was. This was complicated because they were talking about their first, political and sports and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
They would label it, but they were like label this blah blah blah, label this blah blah blah.
Who's that?
Like, teacher was saying that we need to label all the newspapers,
Okay.
and then I didn't know how to do it, so I was just sitting there and I was doing things, and then I was so awkward because I didn't have friends yet because it was my first class. I didn't have any friends, so I didn't ask anybody. I was just sitting there, so I started cutting.
Okay.
And
you
then
have fun?
yeah, and then I ended up with a lot of shredded papers, and I cleaned all of them, and they still had half of the class left. So I was just lying there, and everybody thought I was actually sleeping, so they were like telling teacher I was sleeping, and then
Was your head down?
yeah, I was doing like this,
Okay.
and then
Did teacher think you were sleeping?
yeah, and then she's like, oh, it's okay, let's just let her sleep. I was like, I was offended, and then I stood up. She thought
Yeah?
She thought I was having trouble because I was missing my mom, but I told her that I didn't understand it. And then after that, she helped me with it more. And then after, it was recess. So we went outside. People thought I was really shy, so they didn't talk to me at first time. But I'm actually not shy if I started talking to them.
Yeah.
You know it because you met me. So they started talking to me, and I got really hyper.
Yeah.
And then we started playing soccer. First, all the people that crowded me, and I didn't. First time when I went there, I didn't know how to spell recess. I didn't know what recess was because my teacher is English teacher, my homeroom teacher, so she
In
writes.
Canada?
Yeah,
Okay.
so she writes everything in cursive, but I don't understand cursive.
Do you not learn cursive?
No.
Okay.
So I needed to ask every single time what class it was because I couldn't read the timetable that she wrote on the board. So it was recess, but I didn't know what to do, so I was just sitting there. And then one of the friends came to me, like right in front of me, and she asked me to go outside, so I went outside with them. Then I knew it was recess. So we
Did
went,
you have recess in your other school?
like in Korea.
Hmm.
We did, but it wasn't called recess. So we
Okay.
didn't know.
That makes sense.
So we started playing, and then they asked us some questions. But,
Okay.
my English wasn't fluent,
Yeah.
so they wouldn't understand it very well. So then they fixed. First time they would fix my English, and then really go and play.
Did you like that they were helping fix it or no?
I didn't, but even though they fixed it, a few minutes later I would say it again. So first problem was I didn't know how to say hippopotamus.
Why is that a problem?
I don't know, because they found it really interesting about my Korean accent.
Do you remember how you said it?
No, I couldn't say the word.
Do you remember how, if you tried to say it, how you said it?
I think I said hippopotamus. I think. I don't remember. But I think I said it really weird.
So are any of those people from that first day still your friend?
Yeah, but they found it really funny, not in like bullying way, like just funny.
Yeah.
So then they would teach me some words like onion and all those things, and they would tell me meanings. And I think those are the ways that I learned most of the words.
Okay.
They would teach me words every recess, and then I would try to say it.
That's good.
It was really funny.
Does that still happen a little bit, or is that not
Yeah,
happening?
sometimes happens. They find it really surprising that now I can say hippopotamus.
They do?
Yeah,
Well, it's been 2 years, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully you've learned.
yeah. But they still teach me some words too.
What was the most recent word that you were taught?
One of the dinosaurs' name. I don't know.
Tyrannosaurus?
I think so. I don't remember what name it was. I forget it. But it was one of the dinosaurs' name, but I don't remember.
Okay. Do you remember what it started with?
And actually today they taught me how to say someone's last name. It was my friend's last name. I always got it wrong. So
Okay.
it's Scorats, but I would say Scrats. So
Okay.
scratch. I would
So-
say scratch all the time. But it's like the last word is T-S. I think T-S. It's
Okay.
different sound, but I used to keep messing up.
Okay. So did you find it difficult to remember people's names?
First time,
Because the names are quite different, right?
yes. So I think first time when I came here, for a month I didn't know all the boys' names. And you know there's 2 classes. I knew my class name in a month, but I didn't even know who there was in other class.
Okay.
And then we had a parliament voting, like student parliament voting, and I found out there was some kids in other. I didn't
Okay.
even know there was other class.
Did
until
you
then.
have anyone from here with you in your class?
No. I think my guardian meant to separate me with other people.
That makes sense. Because then you have to speak English, right?
And then sometimes they would spy on me if I was actually speaking English because there was a 2 Korean girl and a boy. So they would spy on me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird.
Did you find it hard to tell people apart at all?
Huh?
Because I know that Jason said he found it sometimes difficult, because everyone is all blonde and stuff, difficult to tell people apart by appearance.
Not really, but I found it difficult to, there's a groups of people every time. So there's like this group, 2 pair of people who talk like best friends, and there's other best friends and other best friends, and
Yeah.
there's 5 different groups. And then I didn't know what group to go in because they were like all paired, not
Okay.
like one of them was single. So I had to think hard, but the first time they were all nice to me. So at that time everybody was playing with me because I was the only Korean in the class, and I
Okay.
looked different, I had black hair and short hair and thing.
Yeah.
So they found it interesting, I guess, and it was really nice to me.
Okay, great.
And then the second recess, I wouldn't stop talking. I was already adopted.
Comfortable?
Yeah, an adopted situation, and
Yeah.
was already really
That's great.
into the school.
Good.
So that was.
Okay, so let's keep going then. So we've covered recesses and your first day. What was the biggest culture shock, I suppose, of school in Canada?
It's very, very, very long.
Which is long, sorry.
The day of school. So originally in our school,
In Canada school?
no, in Korea,
Okay.
when I was grade 4, I would finish our school in 12 o'clock.
Oh,
Here, we finish at 4 o'clock. So we used to do one class in recess.
Korea?
Yeah. One class in recess, one class in recess, one class in recess, and one class, and we ate lunch, and we would go home.
how do you have that many classes before 12 o'clock?
So we have one class, 40 minutes, and we have 10 minutes of recess.
When does your school start?
We start at 9 o'clock, same time. It's actually a little bit early,
So you
8:40.
finished 3 recesses and 4 classes and lunch in 3
Because
hours?
our 3 recesses are only 30 minutes.
Total?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the classes are 40 minutes.
Okay.
So total, you guys have 4 classes. We have 4 classes. But you guys have 2 20 recesses. we have 3 10 recesses. 3
So it's
10
really
minutes.
only 10-minute difference, though.
Yeah, so we have 30 minutes and you guys have 40 minutes of recess.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 160 minutes of class and you guys have 160 minutes of class. So really, you guys have 10 minutes more.
But then you're saying that your Korean school finished at 12 o'clock and we finish at 4 o'clock.
Mhm.
That's
Because
4
you-
hours.
Yeah, because you guys have 4 more classes at the end.
Oh, you mean just before lunch?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
And then we lunch and we go home.
Okay.
And then we don't pack our lunch and come to school.
Yeah, you have the cafeteria, right?
Yeah. And then they give us food. And I think it's mandatory to eat there, except if you have allergies and stuff. Like
Okay.
really bad allergies.
Well, that makes sense.
Except for
Did you
that.
like the food?
Yeah, I think it's free. The food.
But did you like it?
Yeah, I used to like the cafeteria food more than my mom's food.
And what do you think about having to bring a packed lunch now?
I don't really like it because, first of all, I don't like sandwiches because I'm not, people in North America. I'm not North American. So I like more like Korean food, like soup
Yeah.
and like rice and stuff. And it's not sanitary to bring like food. Like
It's not sanitary.
it's like more like when you bring those in cafeteria, it's like just made and just comes out. But mine, it stays in my backpack rotten for 4 hours and
That's
comes
okay.
out.
I thought you meant that, it had germs and stuff from other people. Okay.
And then I don't
But
get
you
to
could
eat
have
food.
an ice pack.
But I don't get to get food that I want really because I'm more like Asian food.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I know when I went to elementary school, it's the sandwich every day. I just really stopped liking sandwiches because you have it every single day.
Mhm.
So I didn't. I really.
I
stopped
used
liking
to
them.
love sandwiches when I was in Korea. When my mom's really busy and had to leave money behind and I had to go outside and buy food with my brother, I would always buy sandwiches while my brother would be buying hamburger.
Yeah. How about now? Would you still buy sandwich? No, because I know for me what happens is
Not if I get
if I
insane.
eat something a lot, then I'll stop eating it for a bit. But say it's a year later, I just think about eating it, and it's like, oh, no. Even if I like it now. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Just thinking about eating it is,
No.
no.
I used to hate this Chinese noodle.
The thin ones.
Yeah. And then because I used to eat it every 2 times a week, I think. And then when I came here, we eat it once in a while. So then I love this food now.
Okay.
It's like opposite. I used to love sandwiches at home, but now
That makes
I hate
sense.
it. And then I used to hate those Chinese noodle, and now I like it.
Okay, great. Okay, so I want one last big event that's happened over the last 2 years, okay? What do you think? Most memorable thing just pops into your mind right now.
Nothing. But,
Keep thinking then. There were school trips. There was meeting friends. There were
CISMF.
school plays.
CISMF.
What is that?
That's conferences of independent school music festival.
Just have that memorized, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, what's
Because I
that
like
then?
it a lot.
And is that, were you in the
So-
band? What did you do?
So it's like
So.
it's a choir.
Okay.
Choir. And they say, do you want to go to CSMF? And then they say yes. Then you get a form, and then you sign it, and then you go to this Toronto on a bus, and then you go to this high school, and then we learn a song in Toronto. And then we go to this huge hotel, contains swimming pool. It's with a
I'm
water
sorry,
slide.
Where is this?
In Toronto.
Okay. Yeah.
So it has a water slide too. So then there's a game room too, and there's
There's everything.
yeah.
Okay.
So we go there, and then we practice, and we go to hotel.
Which
and
song do you
unpack.
remember?
we used to sing Baba Yetu. You don't know this song. It's like
I know it. Baba Yetu.
Yeah.
Don't say I don't know the song.
You probably wouldn't because
It's in Swahili. It's the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah, it's in one of the games, right?
Mm-hmm. It's in Civilization 5.
Yeah. So Baba Yetu, and then
I think
what's the other song? We sang.
It might be in Civilization 4, but I
Okay.
thought it was in Civilization 5.
And also, another song we sang was
So
Electricity.
wait, this is singing?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought there might be instruments.
There is, but it's not us.
Okay,
playing
okay.
instruments. It's like really big.
So do you mean
high school.
Electricity by Billy Joel?
What's that?
It's a song.
What
so you
kind of
say, suddenly I'm flying.
Yeah, that song.
flying
You know all the
like a
song.
bird. I do know all the song.
We were singing about that, and we were singing Frozen song. You know,
Yeah.
that's like na 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 hey na na hey
Yeah,
na, that song. And there's another song.
It doesn't matter, but there are all these.
D for LA.
Which one?
D for LA. It's in einem kleinen LA.
That's the only one I don't know.
Yeah, that's German song.
So what was the best thing about doing this festival? Was it that you got to sleep over there? You got to sleep there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it the sleepover with your friends, or was it the singing? What was the most memorable part of that?
Restaurants.
Yeah. Why?
I went to really big spaghetti factory where
Yeah?
you know that place.
Where they make the spaghetti?
Mhm.
Okay.
And it's really famous restaurant, right? Where they sell spaghetti.
There could be a few.
I think it's called Big Old Spaghetti Factory.
Okay.
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's
It's something along those
The old
lines.
spaghetti factory.
yeah, it was close. Big Old and the Old, same thing. Anyway.
It was close. It was very close.
Yeah.
So the old spaghetti factory.
Mhm.
And what else did you do? You had the
I went
singing.
to-
What place did you end in for the singing? Was it a competition?
Not really. It's like all the private school in this.
Competition.
It's not a competition. Ontario. That all the private school in Ontario came to Toronto, and we would make this big choir, and we would practice together and sing it in Thompson Hall.
Okay.
Roy Thompson Hall. Yeah.
Keep hearing this mumble.
Yeah. Anyway, so we go there and we sang, and then we did really good.
Okay.
And the next day we went to Elephant and something.
What?
Elephant and something. It's a restaurant name.
Okay.
And I don't know what we ate. I
Did you
forgot.
see any famous places? Like museum or building?
Roy
or-
Thompson?
Okay.
That's famous.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And there was cathedral in front of it.
Did you see CN Tower?
Kind of, we saw a glimpse of it.
Did you
but
see it
not-
at nighttime?
No, we just drove by.
Oh, okay. Great. So that was your most memorable event for the last 2 years?
Yes, because I think I liked it better than Boyne.
Really?
Because even though we went that far,
For the skiing trip?
yeah, I didn't like it because I
As
don't-
much.
As much.
There's a
as-
difference if I didn't like it and I didn't like it as much. Okay.
Okay. I didn't like it because as much because I didn't like skiing, and I didn't like the hotel, and I
As
didn't
much.
as much, and I didn't like as much the arrangement of how we play,
Okay.
because we would ski like all day long, and we would have 5 minutes going out and buying stuff. But
Okay.
there we had like 3 or 4 hours of
At Boeing, sorry, or at the at Toronto?
CSMF.
Okay.
We would, for 3 or 5 hours of just practicing singing, and we would go outside and play and go to a hotel, and there's
Great.
swimming pool, and we play in the games room and stuff. So I liked it better.
That's really fun. We've had your events, we've had all of that, we've had your first school moments. For your conclusions then, what would be a last message you have for your school, or for your friends, or for your teacher?
I
Like
liked,
a thank you for this, or thank you for this.
I liked going to CSMF.
What would you thank them for?
I thank you
So thank my teachers for what?
for letting me cut the newspapers when I first came to school.
It may be helping you, right? When they
Yes.
understood you didn't understand English.
Yes.
How about your friends? What would you thank them
And I
for?
thank you for letting me learn some new words from
Okay.
everyday school.
What do you thank Matthews Hall for?
I thank you for letting me go to the school.
Okay. Any other thank yous that you want to have?
I thank my teacher for letting me to have this opportunity to
Learn?
go to math contest
Okay.
and get a first in it.
That's great. Also, very quick, you said you got a scholar
Head
something, right?
scholar.
What's that?
If you get top 3 in the class, you get a head scholar.
Very good job
From
for you.
a grade.
Are you done school now?
Not really. We
Okay.
have 2 days left. Tomorrow's play day where we will just play outside. And then tomorrow is we go to this St. Paul's Cathedral.
No, Friday.
To tomorrow.
2 tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow and tomorrow. So tomorrow and tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow's Thursday and tomorrow is Friday.
No, Friday is Friday.
Okay.
So you go to
Anyway.
cathedral?
And then we sing
Okay.
Freedom Trilogy.
Well, good job
Trilogy.
on getting the scholar.
Okay.
And yeah, any last words to anyone? For your conclusion.
Thank you for taking a video with me today.
Thank you for being a student.
You're welcome.
No more?
No more.
Fantastic. Good job.
Thank you.